Hey everybody! I am so excited to be here and to have some quiet in my house during nap time so I can share my story with you guys. So most of you probably know this, but in case you don't, my name is Jess. I have been a Beachbody coach for 3 years and a few months now, and Beachbody coaching has completely changed my life. I have a lot of things to share, so I don't want to vomit it all on you right now. But I kind of wanted to give you guys a quick overview of what has changed in my life. When I became a coach, or shortly before I became a coach, I was struggling with binge eating disorder. I was really struggling to try to find something that worked for me fitness wise. I had paid hundreds of dollars to Weight Watchers, to Slimgenics, to gym memberships, to boot camps, to cleanses and It Works wraps, and all sorts of things, trying to figure out what would work for me and how I could finally feel comfortable in my body. I've been on a fitness journey for a very, very long time. I have always been overweight. I graduated high school at 200 pounds, which is something I was super ashamed of in high school. I remember being in strength and conditioning class, and we had to weigh ourselves. I don't remember if it was weekly or if it was periodically, but I remember hiding the number on the scale and lying on my piece of paper and saying that I weighed 140 pounds when I really weighed 200 pounds. Not that I was fooling anybody, but I have always been overweight. I've always struggled with food and with my relationship with food, and and that was no exception. As I became an adult, I started taking birth control in college, and I was on the Depo-Provera shot. And in 6 months' time, I had gained 85 pounds. I don't know if it's completely to blame. I also really struggled with depression. I was in a new relationship with my now husband, which kind of comes with changes in your eating, as I'm sure most of you guys know. And so I was eating differently. I was really struggling with depression, and I was on the shot. And all of these things added up to me being 290 pounds at one point in my life for a very long time. I didn't just kind of hit 290 and leave there. Like, I was about 290 pounds for probably 5 years of my life, which is a really hard weight to be when you're 5'1" and you're just so unhappy with everything about your body. I wasn't a good wife. I wasn't a good friend. I wasn't a good sister. I wasn't a good daughter. I had strained relationships in all aspects of my life, because I just wasn't a good me. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my body. I wasn't happy at all, you know? I have an amazing husband who stuck with me during all of that. Not like he still loved me at 290 pounds as much as he loves me now, but he loved me through me not loving myself. And I can't imagine being that person in a relationship where you love somebody more than they love themselves, and they just are in this destructive downward spiral. So I was constantly on a new fitness journey, like, let's do this, for years. And I started my blog, Operation Skinny Jeans, in November of 2012. And I was starting Weight Watchers again, trying to eat clean, or that kind of came a little bit later, but I was doing Weight Watchers again, and I was looking into eating clean and just trying to live a healthier life. And that's when things kind of clicked for me that Weight Watchers wasn't going to work for me, because at least at the time in 2012, they were still very focused on their packaged foods. And it didn't make sense to me that something made with clean, healthy ingredients was more points than something that was made with chemicals. And I think that's really when things started to click in my brain, that I needed to eat more real foods and less food products. And I was always the person that was like low fat, low calorie, sugar free, which all of those things just mean chemical shitstorm. And I was really starting to understand what that all meant. And eating clean for me was not an easy transition. I was terrified. I was like, what am I going to eat? You mean I just eat vegetables and meat? And like, who eats this? But I really not that I eat clean 100% of the time now, but I certainly eat a lot better than I used to. I feel like I'm jumping around. I have notes. Let me get back to those. Um, So yeah, before I found this opportunity, before I was approached by my coach, I had my blog, and I had started a blog to try to get community because I was feeling so alone in my fitness journey that I was like, well, maybe if I meet some strangers on the internet, then I won't feel so alone and I can actually do this, because I didn't have many friends. I was a shitty friend. So like I couldn't reach out to people who I was a bad friend to get support. I had alienated my family and I was estranged from them. I had my husband who also struggled with his weight, but he's not the kind of accountability partner that you need when he's your enabler, you know? And so I really needed somebody to support me, and I really needed that community. So I started a blog. I met some really amazing people, and through that, um, I just really chronicled my trials and tribulations. I did Weight Watchers, I did It Works, I did clean eating, I did this boot camp thing through my rec center, I did a competition with my workplace, and I just kept trying all these things, grasping at straws, trying to find something that would work for me. And I was running these free groups for people who were just like me, also struggling on their fitness journey, looking for that support and accountability. And so I started running Operation Skinny Jean Fit Camps, I think the summer of 2013. And I loved that environment. I loved being in a Facebook group with other people who were doing the same things that I was, keeping each other accountable, checking in every day. That was really a game changer for me. And that's when I realized that that was something. There was something to this group thing, but I just wish I had something to give people. Like I was like, I can offer you accountability until the cows come home, but I can't give you a workout. I'm not a trainer. I can't give you a meal plan. I'm not a nutritionist. I can't give you anything to help you succeed except for me. And all I can do is cheer you on. And so I was feeling really kind of helpless. And so I employed a friend of mine who's a trainer. I did a search for a nutritionist on the internet, and we kind of threw together this thing, but it wasn't great and people didn't really stick to it. And so I really wanted to figure out how to do this for people because I had found my community in doing this and I wanted to help people find it too. And that was actually when my coach talked to me about coaching. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. So at first I was like, no, not going to get involved with this multi-level marketing bullshit. I had failed at being a pampered chef girl years prior because I have crippling social anxiety, which is something you probably don't believe about me. But the fact that I'm alone in my house right now talking to my cell phone means that I'm not technically in public. And so that was really what stopped me from being successful at that. And she explained, like, we do everything online, we do everything on Facebook, and kind of explained what coaching was all about. And it took 6 months of me asking her an excessive number of questions to finally say, okay. But a lot of things led up to that before we got there. Again, jumping around. So I was struggling on my fitness journey. I again was looking for something new to help me get on track because the things that I was doing weren't working. I knew I had this awesome accountability thing figured out, but I just didn't have a plan. And I'm somebody that definitely succeeds better with a plan. And so I was up late one night because I used to have terrible insomnia, and I flipped to an infomercial for T25, which had just come out at the time. And I saw the results that people were having, and I was like, holy shit. If I could get these kind of results, that would be amazing. Like, I would feel so good about myself, and who doesn't have 25 minutes a day? And it really kind of clicked with me. And so I started DVRing infomercials because I didn't want to stay up in the middle of the night. And so I recorded the P90X3 infomercial, the T25 infomercial, Turbo Fire infomercial, P90X, and all of these things. And I would sit down and watch the infomercials and just get inspired. And I really felt inspired by their stories. I loved hearing the stories of people changing their lives. I remember there was a girl who started at about my size, like 290 pounds. She did 2 rounds of Insanity, a round of P90X, and then another round of Insanity, and lost like 140 pounds or something crazy. And I was like, holy crap, if this girl can do that, I can do that, you know? And so that was really what kind of gave me the confidence, was watching these people succeed on the infomercial to to make the decision to get started. But here was the other thing. On top of being in terrible shape and always searching for the next best thing, we were broke as a joke. I had recently left my job in Greeley without Andy having a job and moved our asses down to Denver. So if you don't know Colorado geography, Greeley is a tiny little college podunk town. And Denver's where it's at. And Denver was where our family was, and we really needed to get out of there and get close to our family. But it's more expensive to live here. It's harder to find a job. And so we were a one income family for a while because I got a job so we could move, but my husband was looking for a job. And then I got another job because that job didn't work out, and that job crushed my soul. And so I was unhappy. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We were struggling financially. We were buried in credit card debt for making stupid decisions when we were younger. And I tried everything to lose weight. Like, this was kind of where I was at. And so I didn't have the money to get started, you know? And so it was December, and my boss said, like, hey, by the way, we're giving out Christmas bonuses. You'll get, I think it was 1 day of pay or something like that. It was not a lot. It worked out to be like just under $200. And when I got that check, we were looking at all these other things. We had bills to pay. We had credit card debt that we could pay down. And I looked at my check and I said, I don't want to spend this on debt. I want to spend this on me. And I'd been talking to Andy about the infomercials. He obviously saw them in the DVR. And I was like, can I do this? Can I spend this money on me? And he's looking at the bills that we've racked up from Weight Watchers and HCG drops and It Works wraps and the boot camp and the gym memberships and the cleanses and all the things that I had tried before that I didn't stick with or didn't work. And he's looking at me like, really? Another $200? But I was like, please, like, let me try this. I feel like this is going to be different. I feel like this might be what's going to work for me. And so I took my Christmas bonus and I cashed it, and I became a coach the next day. Like, as soon as the money hit my account, I was signing up to be a coach, and I went all in, and I went, like, something clicked in my brain. I loved the workouts. I worked out every single day. I lost, I feel like I lost like 15 pounds in my first round of P90X3, and I didn't even finish it because 21 Day Fix came out right at the end of that. And I hopped on the 21 Day Fix bandwagon, and I loved it. I helped so many people in the beginning get started, and I really had that solution for people to join me and to get started and to have success. And I helped so many people see success, and it really boosted my confidence as me and as a coach when I first got started. And then things started to kind of slip. I began to have a strained relationship with my coach, which is a bummer. And so I wasn't feeling as supported when things weren't working out. And I really lost my self-confidence. I lost my confidence in my blogging. I lost my confidence in myself. All of the negative just things came back eating in my brain. And then I got pregnant. And so we were trying to get pregnant. It was on purpose. But it was kind of this culmination of all these negative self-thoughts coming back into my brain. And then I got pregnant. And so I actually stopped working my business for almost an entire year. Sorry, I need more water. So I took 11 months off of my business from August of 2014 to June of 2015. I didn't do anything with my Beachbody business. I was pregnant. I was not feeling great about myself, and I wasn't really sure how to continue. I had earned a trip to Cancun in April of 2015, so that kind of boosted me back up and kind of re-energized my excitement about this business. And I'm really glad that it did, because that was really a turning point for me. So around that time, I met my coach, Ashley, who is she's still a coach on my team, and she's actually my diamond coach on my team. And she really helped me revive my business. She gave me that energy again in my business. And together we built this team back together. So from that complete failure, from those ashes, and I didn't give up, we built Mermaids on a Mission. And why am I telling you this, that I failed right in the middle? Like, that's not a success story. How does that change your life? Everything that I've ever failed at in my life, I quit, except for Beachbody. Everything that I ever felt like I wasn't succeeding at, I quit, except for Beachbody. Everything that I ever felt like, this is too hard, I'm going to give up, I quit, except for Beachbody. Something about it kept me going. And I didn't quit and I didn't give up. And I am back even stronger than I was before now. I've built a team of people who are excited to be here and who are ready to change their lives and who are actually changing people's lives. I have a team of 100 people, which is fucking mind-blowing to me, changing people's lives. And it's so incredible to be a part of that. My team are my best friends. They are my support group. They are my accountability, and they are who keep me going. They are the people who make this business worth it for me. And so because I stuck with it, because of this amazing team, because of the support and accountability that I get through my challenge groups, I've been able to I initially lost 50 pounds. I got pregnant. I lost all of my pregnancy weight, which was another 45 pounds to where I'm at right now. I am the healthiest I've ever been. I have a healthier relationship with food. I still do struggle with binge eating tendencies because you never get over that, but I'm a lot better and more cognizant about when it's happening. But yeah, I just put myself in that atmosphere to succeed. And that's really what my team has been for me and how it's completely changed my mindset around health and fitness and about me. There's something to be said about almost failing at something and not giving up and not quitting and proving to yourself that things will get hard because life is hard and things happen, but not giving up and not quitting and just keeping going is what's important. I talked too long, guys. Sorry. Okay. So moving on. So how do you get involved with this super awesome badass team? So there's a couple things. I had done Pampered Chef before, and you had to buy inventory up front so you could sell it at parties as well as take orders. That's something that we don't have to do as a coach. So your initial investment into your business is just yourself. Just like a customer would, you buy your workout in Shakeology. There's no additional cost to become a coach. There's no investment into a business when you invest in your own health and fitness. And I think that that's really important for people. Like, you don't need to buy a bunch of stuff to sell people. You don't need to fill your garage with Shakeology to send to people. That's why we have corporate. That's what they deal with. So we don't have inventory. You just invest in yourself and you get a business on the side of it. And when you're starting out, what I did was I started this with my friends. I said, I want you to do this with me. Help keep me accountable with me. And that's really how I started my business. I don't sell to my friends. I don't sell to my family. And I feel like that's the complete opposite of a lot of network marketing, direct sales companies now. I feel like people are put in high pressure sales situations by being added to groups without their permission, by being invited to parties, being ambushed by parties and things that they didn't intend to go to. And that sucks. I never want to put anybody in a high pressure sales situation. And we don't do that on my team. We build relationships with people. We share our experiences. We share our journey. And we help people when they're ready. We provide a solution for people who want that. We are a living infomercial, basically, is how I approach it with my team. You connect with people who are interested. As a coach, we don't sell things to people. I will never make you feel like you need to buy Shakeology to be my friend, that you ever have to buy anything to be a part of what I'm doing. Like, that's not what we do. And I'm never going to put somebody in a high pressure sales situation. And I don't tell my coaches to do that either. We help people who are ready for our help. And that's all we do. In fact, our mission on my team is to help whoever we can in whatever way we can without expecting anything in return. And we come back to that mission every single month. We regroup and we say, am I helping whoever I can in whatever way that I can without expecting anything in return? Yeah, that's the end of my notes. So if this spoke to you, if you feel like having that accountability and that group support is something that would help you change your life, if you think that any of this or working with me or anything would be beneficial to you, I just want to invite you to take that leap of faith like I did. If you're watching me, it's just like how I was watching those infomercials, thinking that it was so awesome that these other people could do it, but I couldn't do it, until I realized that maybe I could. And I took that leap of faith and I took that check, and instead of spending it wisely, I spent it on myself. And I think it's turned out. I mean, in the last 3 years, we paid off all of that credit card debt. We were able to bring our credit score up enough to buy a house. We now own this amazing house that I'm sitting in right now, which is something that was never on our radar. We were thinking that we were going to have to rent until we died. We had always struggled with money, and now we have savings. And I don't feel like we are struggling to get by. We live within our means, but we have money and we have savings, and we can provide things for Olivia. Like, we are going to dance class starting tomorrow morning, and I'm so thankful to be able to provide that for her. That was something I always wanted as a kid, was to be able to do the things I wanted to do. And we always struggled with money. And so not struggling with money and being able to provide those things for Olivia is something that's huge for me and life-changing even. So not only am I in the best shape of my life, I'm also providing things for my family, and I've realized that just because things are hard doesn't mean I have to give up on myself. And I think that that's the biggest lesson of all. I think that's it. Olivia's crying. I wish that she would go back to sleep, but I'll have to go get her. So what's up, Stacy? Thank you, Stacy. I think that you are a great coach. I think that if you have a mission to help people change their lives and you're doing that, then you are a great coach. I don't think that success as a coach is determined by your rank or by your status or by your income. It's by your heart and how much you truly want to help people change their lives. And we do things at other people's pace. Helping people change their lives is hard, and changing your own life is hard. And I think that we have to realize that this is not something that comes fast. We're not selling people lipstick. We are helping people make the decision to change their lives and to stick with it and to do it every day. And that shit's hard. And so we just have to be patient and help people when they're ready, and be okay that people aren't sometimes, and that doesn't make you a bad coach or not. Does anybody have any questions before I hop off and grab Olivia? All right, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble for 25 minutes. I hope that this helped you. I hoped that it lit a spark under your butt if you've been thinking about coaching, or if you've been thinking about anything. If nothing else, I hope that it helped you understand me a little bit more and why I incessantly post about Shakeology in my workouts. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Thank you guys. Bye.